Bell's Phase Lace Monitor. I'm here with Dave KAUFMAN.
How's it going, guys?
You guys might recognize this guy. We're with Garrett from Reach Out Reptiles. They're more forgiving than some of the other ones. Just ran into a giant sulcata. Hey guys, what's up? This is Matt from Python Bros. We got Marissa here from Hayes Exotics. We got Scafuri Zoo. We got Steven and Susan from Scafuri Zoo. And we're going to Tinley Park, Illinois. Woo! So we're gonna go to the NARBC. This is the North American National Reptile Breeders Convention, whatever the acronym is for. My first time going here. They've been here before. I'm super stoked, super excited. We're gonna see lots of cool stuff. There's monitors, as you guys know. I keep lots of monitors. Ball pythons, colubrids, all kinds of stuff. No hots, but we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have some fun and see lots of cool reptiles. So we're gonna check back in at Tinley. All right, guys, we're at the airport. We've linked up with Justin. What do we all think we're gonna be getting at Tinley this time? Because as we know, everybody always spends loads of money when they go to reptile shows. We all are guilty of this.
Drunk.
We all. I'm drunk right now. We're all drunk. Disclaimer.
Quince monitor.
Marissa's getting a quince monitor. Susan, what are you getting?
I guess we're getting a beaded lizard.
Beaded no venomous then. At Tinley Park, they don't allow venomous. Only captive bred and no venomous.
Oh, that's why. I'm sorry, I'm drunk.
Seems like Susan wants one too. Totally sold her on it.
Steven, what are you getting? What do you think?
Drunk.
Drunk. Animal-wise.
Laid.
Laid.
Oh,
Steven is
a blue beauty probably.
Oh yeah.
blue beauty rat snake. Those things are really pretty. Marissa, you have a blue beauty, right? Yeah. Oh, I should get a blue beauty. I should get one.
Oh, that's
Justin, what do you think you're gonna be getting?
I don't know. Blue beauty. Blue beauty. Carpet python.
Carpet. Oh, carpet. Do you know what kind?
Carpet camellia. Sorry.
Carpet.
We're all drunk.
Fell in love with Mighty.
No, there's already one in my house.
It's good enough.
Yeah. Carpet camellia. I'm probably gonna get some monitors. It is 7:30 in the morning and we are on our way driving over to the convention center.
It's not right.
Yeah, I am pretty tired. How are you guys feeling?
Fantastic.
Fantastic and tired. Steven is lying. We got like maximum 2-3 hours of sleep last night. Our flight was delayed.
Back home it's like 10 o'clock right now.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Back home it's an hour later.
8:30.
Oh yeah, it is 10 o'clock, yeah.
What?
Wait, no. What the fuck? How is it?
8:37.
Turn left on North Creek.
Not that.
So yeah, at home it's probably like 8:30 a.m. right now.
It's definitely 8:30.
Yeah, up until now I've only been to the small shows in Hamburg, PA. Steven, what would you say about these NARBCs? What would you say is the difference?
It's a different league.
It's a whole different league.
Whole different thing.
Whole different ball game, guys. This is the big leagues now. We're talking breeders from all across the country, the best
money.
breeders, all bringing their best stuff all into one building, and we got to see it all. Lots of guys actually will hold stuff. Last year there was Lanthanotus borneensis, Borneo earless monitor, I believe. Was it Tinley? Yeah, at Tinley. And I've never seen one in person ever. Still haven't, but I saw a photo of it from Tinley. Just really cool stuff, guys. We're gonna see what we see. We are all going in right now. All right, guys, we just got these two. Thank you so much. Amazing shirts. I'm more than happy with these. Check this out, guys. That's the spinulosus. These are angry balls, so this is an Angolan ball python hybrid right here. Check out this super interesting enclosure, guys. What do you think of these enclosures, Justin? These are pretty... It's a sliding door, so are these on display? These are... It's plastic, too. So this is all plastic, lightweight.
Oh, look, and then it must be this side.
And then it slides.
Oh, that's really cool.
That is unique. Yeah, so Justin, show us how that works again.
Oh my god, the baby balls are
Lock it.
adorable. Wow, really nice display.
Can open. Just look at how cool this is.
Really lightweight. These are
like
stackable. It's a very
awesome.
interesting shape, all around view. Terra orb is what they're called. I've never seen these before, but what do you guys think of these? These are pretty. I think these are pretty cool. Yeah. That is pretty cool. I did not know that sand boas paradoxing is actually genetic. So what he's saying is that it's actually a line. There's paradox albino, for example, or paradox snow, and you can line breed these. And the majority of the babies, if not all of them, if they hold that gene, they will come out paradox albino. So completely different than what we work with the ball pythons, where paradoxing is going to be completely random. With the sand boas, he's telling me it's a little bit different. What a paradox is just small splotches, usually blots of black or whatever, on the body of the snake that look nothing like the rest of the genes of the snake. It just looks kind of like anomalies. They're randomly placed. You can see, I'll flip back to the footage right there. You see kind of the black dots and the black spots that don't really look like they belong. That's that paradoxing. It's this anomaly on the body of the snake that's not supposed to be there. $350. That's an odd price for
Turn it on the heat on the right, so it never runs heat.
I'll be here. Guys, check out this Aki I'm considering getting. Rare Earth Line Red Aki. I've had Akis from Brandon before. They all grow up to be really, really bright red. This is JKR. Now they rebranded to KINOVA. This guy's innovating some of the best stuff right now in the ball python hobby. I'm here with, you probably know him, familiar face, Justin Kabilka from KINOVA, previously JKR. And I mean, I'm a little starstruck here being in front of you because I know how much cool stuff you create. What do you think would say like the coolest thing you brought here today? Your favorite thing that you brought today?
One of the most popular ones that we brought, everybody's been looking at, have been the new triple recessives. So the black, I'm going to say it wrong now, the xanthic clown desert ghost and the desert ghost G-stripe clown, which are both just amazing. And again, triple recessive, multi-recessive is where this industry has been going for a while, so it's exciting to see some new milestones.
And this is by far the cleanest xanthic I've ever seen. It's almost like a panda. So what did you do?
The desert ghost in there cleans up all those grays, and so they almost become a white, you know, which makes it just absolutely beautiful.
That's absolutely stunning. My favorite thing he brought today was this one. It's a fire yellow spot nose redhead hypo clown. And I've been seeing that you've been working a lot with redhead. What have you seen that redhead usually does and adds into the genes? Because I know it's a very subtle
It's very hard to explain, but you know, it adds some cool pattern and branding and brightness to clowns so far. We've done very little with it. Or keep working on it, you know, going forward.
Gotcha. Would you say, is there anything in particular that you noticed that the redhead did to this one in particular?
So it changes the pattern and brightens it up a lot. It changes especially the pattern on the head. Okay. For spot nose clowns usually have a really strong head pattern. This one's kind of faded. You can see the redhead in it, and then the brightness of it. Of course, the hypo helps. Everything in there is kind of working towards making that snake amazing.
Yeah, and the fire just enhances it, makes everything really bright.
Right.
And have you done any combos so far with like redhead and like blackhead together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call them maroon head.
Maroon head?
Yeah.
How do they kind of turn out?
They turn out really interesting. Yeah, it's a unique combo.
All right, awesome. So again, I'm sure I don't have to tell you guys to check out Kabilka because you probably already know him, but if you don't, check it out. KINOVA.com, right? KINOVA.com. Really cool stuff. He's definitely one of the main pioneers of ball pythons. Of course, I'm just new to it. I'm starting with ball pythons, but he's one of the main pioneers, just bringing in all these new morphs and just kind of revolutionizing. You know, that slogan right there, "Snakes of Tomorrow available today." That really, you can really see it here. This is stuff that you just don't see anywhere else, and I'm just absolutely amazed to be in front of these ball pythons right now because I've never seen anything like these in person.
Thank you.
I'm here with Mike Stefani, Mike's Monitors. He's one of the best monitor breeders in the country right now, working with KAUFMAN guy. As you can see, these are one of my favorites that I've seen you have. I've been wanting to get into them for really long.
So you can take a look at these. These are like 2-month-old.
Yeah.
And then I have some that are like 5-month-old over here.
I love Merdins too.
Oh shoot, Karen, can I get a paper towel?
And you guys, I just want to show real quick.
Yeah.
Mike, you built these enclosures on your own, right?
Yep.
How long did it take you to actually build these?
I got probably close to 40 hours in that one there, but I don't do it every day. I just do it as I go, you know.
Yeah. When was the first time you brought these to an expo? Recently, right?
These are like the third expo,
year?
so about a year and a half I've been bringing these.
Yeah, I know you brought them last year.
Yeah.
Do you use them at home at all, or is it just for display?
Yeah, I use them at home. This barrel here at home, I keep Amazon milk frogs in. And the big barrel at home is what I breed my Gillenite in. So I have 2 males and a female Gillenite that live in there all the time and breed. Of course, there's no water in it when I'm breeding the Gillenite.
How big do your Gillenite get? I had one and he got like 18 inches, like huge.
You know what? Mine are like this right now, and she just gave me a 4-egg clutch that if you put the eggs end to end, it would be, you know, they would be bigger than her body. So, and my King Gorm that I breed too, a lot of people show, you know, King Gorms like this. My adult King Gorms are tiny. So.
Oh, I do have some questions about King Gorm. You have the time. So I was working with King Gorm for a little bit.
Okay.
Got eggs every single month, just about. Usually clutches about 3 to 4 eggs usually.
Yeah.
But they would, I candled them and I wouldn't see anything, and then they would always go bad after about a week. And I tried in a sim container, on vermiculite over water jelly, venting it once a day, venting it throughout the week. I had so many times to try different things, and none of it worked.
They're difficult eggs to hatch. Once you get it down, and I've discovered I use vermiculite 1.1 to water and half barium. That's how I've had the best results with them. So I really love the Sims containers, but for most of my Audatria eggs, I still use the old-fashioned way with vermiculite.
So, like, I'm expecting Aki eggs this month. Just to start, what would you suggest?
I would do them on vermiculite. You know, like the old way, half buried in the dirt.
Half buried in.
Right.
Do you like mix it the kind of same way that you would for like a ball python? Or anything else?
Well, I don't know how you do ball pythons. You go
squeeze it and like it holds its shape.
Well, I always measure it, so I go 1 equal parts water and vermiculite. So if you're making a big batch and you do a pound of vermiculite, you got to weigh out a pound of water, and then you just mix it, thoroughly mix it, and then you divvy it out into your boxes and bury your eggs. So.
Any changes because I know it's such a long incubation period with monitors, any changes that you're making to like as you're monitoring them throughout the incubation?
No, with the what I've been doing lately with my Audatria eggs, which are like 3-month eggs, is I don't put the lid completely down on it. I'll put 3 corners sealed and then 1 corner kind of cracked up for airflow, and then nothing gets overheated in there. But the larger monitors like Coming Eye, Sulfurs, and the Mertens, I just do them over to water jelly in a Sims on the rack, and they always go good. And then every morning, first thing I go down there, I open the top and kind of waft it to change the air in there a little bit.
So how often do you do that again?
I do it every morning.
Every morning, wow. And you're not losing, are you weighing it to make sure you're not losing humidity at all?
No. My incubator's really stable and it's been running fine for years. So yeah, I just leave well enough alone with it. So yeah.
That's really cool.
And then you guys can, if you're doing a podcast or whatever you're doing, you guys can check me out on social media, and I'm happy to answer questions anytime. I have a YouTube, Instagram, Facebook stuff. And I also have a website, Mike's Monitors.
Oh yeah, I follow you already and everything. Yeah,
and
yeah.
You could get all that information there. I don't, I share everything with everybody, and I'm always glad to help. So.
Thank you, man. Great talking to you, man. Thank you. And
Yeah, appreciate
sorry,
it.
just one more quick question. How did you make the filter for this? Is that a filter or just a return pump?
Well, the filter's on the outside.
That's you can maintain it easy, right?
Yeah, well, and you maintain it easy, and I don't like seeing all that stuff.
Yeah,
in my cages.
exactly.
So like,
oh, I see where this is going.
there's the filter.
Nice.
And it goes out the back, and then the spray bar pumps it in, and it's just like a little river.
That's very smart. And then you can change out your return pump if it breaks down, anything like that.
And clean the pre-filter so the water's always nice and clean. And these Oasi filters have heaters in them, so the water's nice and warm.
So this is a, what is it, a Super
OD blackhead yellow belly.
Super OD blackhead yellow belly. Look at how stunning that is. Alright, we're with Garrett from Reach Out Reptiles here. And what do you have with this, Garrett?
This is going to be a dwarf snow sunfire. It's kind of interesting because sunfire adds a bunch of color, and then the snow is the anery and the albino together. You would think if you're doing albino aneries, you want them like white on white.
Yeah.
But when you put the sunfire on there, it just adds these weird, unnatural, almost like highlighter or safety yellow colors that I don't know, you just don't see in anything else. Yeah, so we work with 7 different specific island localities. 2 of them have already been designated as their own subspecies. So you were mentioning Malaya python timorensis, or the Timor pythons. They're in the same genus as Malaya python reticulatus, which is reticulated pythons. So Jampayas are currently listed as Malaya python reticulatus jampayanus, and the Solaire Island is Malaya python reticulatus saputrii. Yeah. Okay, but nobody's actually done complete studies of islands like Karamba, Kalatoa, and Madu. So those are completely distinct again, and it's likely that they're at least their own subspecies, if not full species status. Exactly. The thing is, they're so rare, there's not enough genetic material to actually complete the studies, right? So we're the only ones in the U.S. to actually produce pure.
So you're working, there's only 5 of them in the U.S. right now, right?
5 adults left, we had 4 of them.
Yes, so he has 4 or 5 of the only Karamba locality retics in the U.S. right now.
Right.
And they're incredibly rare. I assume they're not really being imported nowadays.
They can't be imported.
They can't be. So
unless they were reclassified, because just like you can continue to import timorensis. So imagine if they got full species status. All of a sudden, everywhere retics are illegal, something like a Karamba would become legal.
Until they
You're talking about New York, Florida, imports, exports. It allows. I'm not down with taking super rare animals and putting them in a box by themselves to die in the pet trade. I think that's terrible. But having the fresh bloodlines for breeders to establish in captivity is very important. So if there are captive bred ones, say in Indonesia or Europe, I can't get those access to those bloodlines here to breed them with our bloodlines. They're locked out.
Exactly.
So these things like Lasiac actually endangers animals further, especially ones that may be beyond.
Because they need the captive breeding help. Exactly. And if you guys saw the last video we had on the Chinese crocodile lizards we have, it's a similar thing with those, where the reason why they're here is in my possession is because before there's any research done on how endangered they were being imported. And then the moment that we found out that they're endangered, that's when everything gets cut off. But until it gets elevated to full species status, those studies don't get done.
And those are the major concerns of the scientists who are working with that. Some of the people that actually were involved in splitting the other subspecies off, they're like, we need to identify these before they're gone. Yeah. Because you're going to lose something before you realize you have it. Those of us that work with them in captivity, I mean, imagine if you had a Chinese crocodile lizard that got 8 feet long, it would probably be a different species.
Different species, exactly.
But that's what we're working with in reverse with the retics here, and nobody, they can't look at what they can't see if it's too rare.
Exactly.
So we're contributing all the genetic material. Hopefully that'll get done. I'd be very excited.
Yeah, man. There's a really like scientific aspect to breeding and captive breeding that a lot of people don't realize, because people look at it and they see a bunch of reptiles being sold, but it's a lot deeper than that, because we're the ones who are really working with the reptiles. These are people that are actually breeding them constantly, ensuring their survival, just getting the best idea of what they're like, you know. I mean, the people who are working with them every single day, like Garrett here.
Well, and kudos to you for, you know, explaining all that stuff about the Chinese crocodile lizard. That's one of the cool things about having an exotic animal that's captive produced, is that you're not impacting wild things, but it actually captures people's imaginations and hearts to care about animals in the wild.
Exactly.
Very few people have a dog and suddenly care about the plight of timber wolves.
Yeah.
Right? But if you have a Chinese crocodile lizard and you realize how special it is, it's because of what you've learned about their wild status.
Exactly.
And it just makes you be that much more, it adds to the lure of
makes
the
me
animal.
that much more aware.
It's romantic. People fall in love with it. They appreciate the animal, and then we can actually make a positive difference with the natural world as humans instead of what we regularly do.
Exactly, and that's the goal here, guys. We're just trying to make a positive difference on the world, make a positive difference with the animals in the world, because as you know, and as we mentioned in the last video, we're clearly a large threat. We've done a lot to impact things. Deforestation and loss of habitat is the #1 cause of endangerment of animals. That's our impact, and in turn it's our goal to, and our responsibility to take the reins and kind of make sure these things keep being bred and keep being produced, you know?
Well said.
Indigo. These are captive bred Varanus persinis, so green tree monitors. You always want to get these captive bred if you're getting them, because you know, the imports tend to be really hard to get started, a lot of people say, at least. So I'm here with Evan from Cream City Serpents, and Evan has something really, really cool for us. He has what's called a California red-sided garter. So Evan, can you show us that real quick? So these red-sided garters, you might have seen them online. They go viral all the time. It's just bright neon blue, neon red along the sides. So check this out. Evan is one of the only people I've seen working with these. Check that out, guys. That is gorgeous. So Evan, when did you first start getting into these red-sided garters?
We've been dealing with these for about 4 years now. We had our first clutch last year. I mean, litter last year.
Just little last year?
Yep.
Yep. And how many are you working with so far, right now?
We have, I'm gonna say we have 4 different kinds of garters that we're dealing with. We got checkers, albino checkers. We got the Californias. We have Oregon too.
Bright neon reds. These are from California.
They're critically endangered.
Okay, so I'm with Marissa, and we just got Pangea back because look at all this cork. Y'all know how much I love cork. Marissa, do you love cork?
Yes.
She loves cork. I love cork. Free cork, no, not free cork, but it's $20 for this entire bag of cork, so that's what we're doing. Ooh. Picking cork, look at all this cork. Cork. Marissa, what do you have?
Lots of cork.
I'm at the Timberline table. Free samples. Marissa, what do we have here?
See?
Free soup worms. Check this out. We're at Sim Containers booth. And John from Sim is working with Bell's Phase lace monitors, guys. Check this out. This is by far my favorite monitor. coolest one I've seen. It's like a panda. And these are actually a naturally occurring locality. So if you take a look at a normal Bell's face, or a normal lace monitor rather, they just have these normal kinds of bands, but then take a look at the bells. That's a completely naturally occurring morph. If you go into Australia, you're actually gonna see these in the wild. And yeah, thank you. There is a normal lace monitor. Both are absolutely, absolutely gorgeous, but it's just crazy how nature works. Guys, it's an absolute honor to be holding a lizard like this right here. Bell's face lace monitor. Look at that. It's the first time I've ever held one. Normal lace. These guys get about 7 feet long as full adults. Lots of insects, lots of vertebrates in their diet. And these are actually the sister species to the Komodo dragon. So when you're looking at the Komodo dragon, these are their closest relative, followed by a crocodile monitor. A baby Komodo actually looks very, very similar to these, which is pretty interesting when you think about geographically just where they're located. They're from pretty different parts of the world. They're a decent distance apart, but they're so close related. Just look at that. Both of these naturally occurring. It's crazy what nature can do. Bell's phase lace and normal phase lace monitor. First of all, you guys might recognize this guy as the Zilla guy. That's who I recognize him as. This is Ryan from VIVTECH.
VIVTECH guy now.
VIVTECH guy, definitely one of the coolest guys I've met here. One of the smartest guys I've met here when it comes to just knowing about where these animals are from and their native range. And as you guys know from many of the videos that I make, that's one of the main focuses of the channel. So really, really stoked to be here with this guy today. And he has some really cool stuff, such as, so do you want to talk to us a little bit about your,
Yeah.
So he has what's known as Cetiosaura flavolineatus, right?
Flavolineatus, which means yellow stripe. So they're yellow stripe spiny-tailed iguanas from Guatemala, and they're awesome. They're small, so it's an iguana that, I mean, at snout vent is 4 inches for an iguanid. They eat vegetation. As babies, they Tenosaur. The whole genus is really cool because it does. They go through an ontogenetic color change. But like in Pectinata, neon green little babies that grow up to like black and yellow cool ones, right? So they have the color change we're all used to, but they also go through their intestinal tract and their teeth and things change. They go from insect eaters and they switch over to herbivores. So as babies, they get the insects because they get more protein. It helps them grow and skip that phase where they're a lot. When they get bigger, they're a lot less able to be predatory food for somebody. Not predatory, whatever, you get it. So they try and grow quick. So they eat a bunch of insects as babies. They grow as quick as they can, and then their body starts to change. Their digestive tract changes, and they become more herbivorous.
Is this the only species that you know of that actually exhibits that change?
No, actually, there's a ton of different reptiles that do that. Nile monitors, their entire skull and dentition changes.
Yeah.
As babies, they're almost strict insectivores.
Yeah.
So they have tiny little teeth, long snouts. When they get bigger, their snout gets shorter and their teeth get different, so that they can attack larger prey and eat, almost become completely carnivorous. But their dentition and their skull completely morphs and changes.
That's actually something I did not know. So that's pretty amazing. A lot of these animals are actually changing and almost kind of metamorphizing, like as
they adapt to their food sources, they adapt to their habitats. Look at green tree pythons, the color changes. But there's other animals that actually have other ontogenetic changes in their digestion and their skulls. I mean, it's really cool that they're totally morphing to almost live a different life.
Yeah, as they get older, right?
Yep.
And then so these guys would they be the only iguana species that does that?
So Tenosaura, that whole genus, a lot of them, I'm pretty sure all of them do that.
Yeah.
As far as the other ones, I'm not really sure which other ones do it. A lot of the other iguana species, Cyclura and iguana genuses, seem to be more insectivorous, but they are also opportunistic. So they'll eat insects, and some of them will nibble on carrion sometimes here and there, but they're pretty much herbivorous. So the Tenosaur are the ones that really go through that change, and it makes a big difference. And it really is important because if you try and feed the babies a lot of vegetation, I actually had a baby get impacted and die from a tiny chunk of carrot because its body just really wasn't made to break down a carrot at that point in its life.
But then later on, it would have been able to handle it.
It would have been fine.
So they started out as insectivores, and they slowly
turn into herbivores. Yeah.
Right, and that's really useful for a lot of these species, especially it comes down to when they're born as well, I believe, right? Because a lot of these species are hatched out in the spring, early summer, when that food is plentiful.
Well, that's why when we talk about the rainy seasons causing breeding, it's not wetness or humidity or anything like that. The rainy season kicks off the amphibians. And the amphibians are about to be the biggest food source for all of those species. Think about tadpoles, all of the little froglets coming out. All the snakes and lizards are like, ooh, in about a month and a half, 2 months, a lot of little food everywhere, so they start breeding, and that's the best time of year for their babies to have the best jump start.
And there's something really special about these lizards in particular, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize this until I was talking to my wife this morning, because I'm like, I'm really frustrated. I don't know what happened. She's really skinny, and I didn't realize when I picked her up and brought her here, she's really thin. She was hugely fat the other day. I thought she's just been chowing because they eat until they're like balls.
Yeah.
So I thought she just chowed that day. So but it's not. I picked her up and brought her here. She's all skinny in her back half. And Erica told me, yeah, she's been digging all week. And I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me that? She's like, you didn't ask. I'm like, I didn't know it was happening. Why would I? Is anything digging or breeding right now? I didn't know to ask that question, but now I know. And I'm pretty positive I might have the second clutch of that species to hit the ground in the United States at home in my enclosure. And I didn't know that. So I really love this show, but I want to leave right now and go look. Like, I really am sure they're in there, and I need to find them right now.
Do you know of any others that have been hatched in the US?
None have been hatched. The only clutch that I'm aware of. The only clutch I know of right now, Maria Huter, I apologize if I messed up her name, but she got a clutch recently about a month ago.
Yeah.
I was super excited. I messaged her and was digging, like, what are you doing? How did you do it? It's so cool. I already apparently might have already been on the right track. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope they're good. Fingers crossed, because if I get to hatch those out, you're gonna I don't care where you are in the United States, you're gonna hear me squeal like a little kid.
Definitely one of the coolest things I've seen here today. This is a fly river turtle.
Oh yeah.
So these are pretty rare. They have kind of a pig snout. You really never see these in the US.
I mean, they've come down significantly right in the past 10 years. 10 years ago, there was kind of 25. And they get just as big.
It's really cool stuff. So this right here is a black tree monitor. Varanus Beccari, so it's related to Persinus, Rosingeri, Macri, all of those. Albino tegus. Some white birds. And this, I believe, Bradley. Yes, I almost got it mixed up for an angler. I don't know why.
Matt, right?
Yeah, Matt.
Andrew.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, how you been, man? Oh my God,
I saw you on.
Just ran into a giant sulcata. This is a huge sulcata. Look at that. This is absolutely amazing to be in front of an animal like this. This is crazy huge. Just for comparison, put my hand right here. Look at that. I have a pretty big hand. Look at that. Look just how big this is. There is no shortage of anything at this show. You have amphibians, all different kinds of species. Nobody's left out. Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good to see you, dude.
So these are, what are these? Europlatus?
Europlatus fimbriatus.
Huge leaf-tail geckos, guys. Giant. I've never seen, oh my God, I didn't even see that one day.
I know, right? It blends in.
It blends right in with the cork. Look at that.
That blends in,
you
right?
Can see it. Can you spot it?
Come here. Look at
You
this.
can.
Come here, babe.
This is nuts. I am just surrounded right now by Europlatus fimbriatus. Giant leaf-tail geckos.
They go for like.
Alright guys, so of course you guys know a lot of big names come to these shows like Tinley, and I'm here with Dave KAUFMAN.
How's it going, guys?
So you guys, I'm sure you know him, Dave KAUFMAN's Reptile Adventures, Animal Adventures, and Fishing Adventures. You guys know I fish, so I love all that.
Nice.
And well, the first thing I have to ask is, Dave, what do you think of the show? What's the coolest thing you saw today?
This is the best show in the world. I travel the world. I go to reptile expos all over the world. This is the best, hands down. The coolest thing I saw today, you know, you can't go to an expo like this and say there's one cool thing, because there is so many cool
I know
things.
what you mean, yeah.
But there was an albino pied Burmese python that was amazing. A pied blood python that was amazing. There's such cool stuff here.
Just an absolute honor to be here with Dave KAUFMAN
Cool,
today.
man.
Don't forget to check out his channel, Dave KAUFMAN's Reptile Adventures, Fishing Adventures, and Animal Adventures. I'm sure most of you guys have already seen his stuff. He's always going out there just educating, and this is part of the reason why many people like us have gotten into the hobby in the first place. It's from people like this that are making these videos, spreading awareness and just sharing how wonderful the natural world is. So again, thank you so much, Dave, for your time.
Absolutely,
All right, and have fun with the rest of the show, all right?
Thank you, you too.
Guys, look at the size of this monitor list. This is nuts. So these are from Africa. They're related to savannas and blackthroats. And then they have this really like blunt kind of snout, which is a lot different than most of the monitors that I keep. Most of the other ones that you've seen today. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. This is definitely the biggest one I've seen in the expo so far. All right, so it's really bright, but we just left the expo. So that's the expo center. Just left, bag full of cork and feeders and whatnot. I'd say it was a pretty good day. Picked up a Mertens water monitor, talked to a lot of good people. Learned a lot of stuff that I usually wouldn't have learned, and I'd say it was a very successful expo. My first time doing a 2-day expo, so super stoked just to be here. And these things, it's just a community, you know, it's a community of people. Everybody's so excited to be here, and says, oh, my bag just ripped. So much cork in here. Everybody's so excited to be here and just talk about animals, you know, and that's the one thing. It's like you could talk to anyone here that you just met, and it feels like you've known them for years, just the way that you're talking about reptiles, and that we all share the same passion from childhood, you know? Even we were talking to Ryan earlier, and his first pet was a tiger salamander he caught outside, you know? Like mine was a leopard frog that I caught outside. Everybody here just kind of has their own story, and we all just share this passion for it. And if you guys are into reptiles, you should definitely make an effort to make it out to one of these NARBCs, whether it's Tinley, Daytona, Anaheim, Pomona, any of these NARBCs or big reptile shows, or even a small local one. Just something to really get yourself into the hobby, to surround yourself with like-minded people. I had an absolute blast. I'm sure we all did. Susan, you had fun?
I had a ton of fun.
Had a ton of fun. Everybody in the car, since now we're unloading everything. Yeah. You guys all had fun today?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I'd say this is an amazing expo. We have to buy a suitcase now because we have so much crap in our trunk that's just, we didn't pay for carry-on luggage. We brought book bags. Like all our clothes are in our book bags. Like Susan's the only one who brought actual luggage, so hopefully we'll make this all fit. We're gonna go to Target and pick up a suitcase and check everything back. Reptiles just got shipped out, so we're receiving those tomorrow on Tuesday. So we got 3 Ackies in there. Collectively, what do we have? 3 Ackies, a Mertens. What's up? A Java. Steven picked up. Steven and Susan, what'd you guys pick up?
An Asian water monitor.
What kind of Asian water monitor?
Java.
A Java captive bred from John at Sim Asian water monitor. Marissa, what did you pick up?
An Ackie monitor.
Marissa got an Ackie, but she got something else cute. It's kind of like a rock. Our Herman's tortoise. That's right, a little tiny baby tortoise. Those are always fun. That's all, right? I think.
Oh, we got a chewy crested hybrid.
She had a chewy crested. They're forgetting so. They got a chewy crested hybrid. They also got
2 Chinese beauty rat
2
snakes.
hypo Chinese beauty rat snakes. So really nice stuff. They got Zilla bags, which is pretty cool. I didn't get a Zilla bag. And Justin.
For everybody.
Justin, I don't know if you guys see Justin right there. Justin, what did you pick up?
We got a baboon tarantula, a corn snake, and an iguana.
Justin got his first corn snake. Yeah, we're gonna get in the car now. We're gonna wrap it up for now, but thank you guys for staying around, and yeah, goodbye, Tinley. I will miss you, Tinley. All right, guys, so back from Tinley, and in my hands, I have a box. Very special box because it's full of all the reptiles we picked up this weekend. Lots of cool stuff. So we arrived last night, Monday. Didn't really get much footage of, you know, the flight or come back or anything, just because such a long day. You know, we were all over the place. It's always crazy going to expos, but everything's back. It's now a Tuesday. Went to the shipping table. We found a box. There actually wasn't any boxes available. So we ended up having to have the guy go around and look for a box. Guy found a box for us, and everything's here now. So 2 days later, it's always a little nerve-wracking having things shipped here, but everything's here now, and we're gonna go through it. If you guys don't know, I like monitors. I love monitors. So yeah, these are mine. These are mine. I picked up some Ackies. I just recently this year started having my first lockups for my trio of Ackies, so this will be in addition to that project. So if any of you guys know, you saw in the video, Mike's Monitors, Mike Stefani, great guy. And I picked up something insane from him. Absolute dream species for me. Something I never thought I would even get my hands on this year, not even next year. But I've been planning for it. I've been thinking about it for a long, long time. And that is... That's right, guys. Check this out. Merden's water monitor. So this is by far my favorite pickup from Tinley, my coolest pickup from Tinley. Huge thanks to Mike Stefani for this. Gave me lots of advice, lots of good tips on how to take care of these and make sure that I take proper care of them. And he's always helped me out with monitor advice because that's one of the dreams that I have, just to breed monitor lizards. So Varanus mertensi, this is a aquatic monitor species from Australia. They're known to, well, be very aquatic, I guess. They're also known kind of as scaly otters, or at least that's what I call them. Just because they look like otters, the way that they move, their activity level, extremely, extremely active, intuitive, intelligent lizards from Australia, maxing out about 4 feet long, semi-aquatic, so I'm gonna put them with fish and stuff. But it's an absolute honor right here to be holding a Merden's water monitor. I cannot believe this is mine. You guys will be seeing updates on this guy. God, just look at that. Look at this guy. Thank you guys so much for watching that whole video. I know it was a long one, so I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. If you guys have any suggestions at all, or anything you guys want to see in the future, go ahead and drop those down in the comment section below. I'm going to go through and actually read all of those. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button below. It really does help me out a lot. And if you guys aren't already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button below. That also helps me out a lot. If you are subscribed, hit that bell notification button so you make sure that you get notified every time I'm putting out new content just like this. Once again, my name is Matt. This is Python Bros. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.